Welcome to Burnout-Free Me, your success and well-being podcast. I'm Dr. Amy Grimm, and I am so glad you're here. Let's go from burnout to breakthrough together.
Hey fam! I have a very interesting guest interview for you today. I think many of you are going to have your minds blown. My guest today is a veterinarian, and she is someone who works quite a lot. And by that I mean she typically works most days of the month. Now, I'm all about life-work alignment and creating the kind of career that you want and having it fit into your values and what you want out of life. And I think one of the louder narratives that we hear today is about how there should be much more life and much less work. And for many people, that is the goal. Yet, there are others who don't share the same vision, and they actually want to work more. And you know what? This is okay too. It's a personal choice. Now, the caveat here is that someone who derives joy and fulfillment from their work is not doing it to avoid their personal life or to numb themselves out from other things going on, and they are not workaholics. Certainly, these people exist, but a story that we don't often hear is the story about the person who loves their career and loves their work and chooses to work much more than others and is not burned out and still finds time for themselves and their hobbies and their relationships, and in general feels fulfilled and content and excited about their days. This is why I have invited Dr. Dimple Puri to join me for our conversation today, because she is also creating the life and career that she wants and she loves, and her version looks very different to the main narrative that we seem to hear nowadays about work-life balance. I think it is truly beautiful that there really is a unique version of life-work alignment for everyone. Your version does not have to look like your friends, another veterinarians, whatever your family thinks it should look like, or whatever trend social media is currently presenting. It's personal to you, and if you are happy and loving it, then that is truly amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into her bio. Dr. Dimple Puri graduated from the Guru Angad Dev Veterinary and Animal Sciences University in Ludhiana, India in 2011 and completed her post-graduation and research in internal medicine in 2013. She is a DVM with over 11 years of experience in vet med, and Dr. Dimple has developed a deep passion for feline health and well-being. Dr. Dimple specializes in internal medicine and preventative care and is committed to ensuring the highest quality of life for all cats under her care. She currently works as a medical director at the Cat Hospital of Kamloops, and she chose to work here because of its dedication to providing specialized and compassionate care tailored specifically for feline patients. The hospital's focus on creating a stress-free environment for cats aligns perfectly with Dr. Dimple's philosophy of treating every pet with the utmost respect and kindness. Dr. Dimple is also the proud pet parent to two male cats, Tintin and Pop Pop, and their unique personalities are the best thing about them. Tintin is incredibly playful and curious, while Pop Pop is more laid back and loves to cuddle. In her spare time, Dr. Dimple enjoys staying active by going to the gym, indulging in a good book, watching movies, and listening to music. This balance of physical activity and relaxation helps Dr. Dimple maintain a well-rounded and fulfilling lifestyle. And we're going to talk about exactly how she does that. So, Dr. Dimple Puri, welcome to Daring DVM.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. I am so excited that you're here, and I am also super excited to learn more about your perspective on everything, because when I first saw your profile online, I remember being really intrigued, and I was like, I have to have a conversation with this person. And going into it, I was like, like, I wonder if we're going to clash on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And it was just so delightful. And I loved hearing everything that you shared. And it was really eye-opening for me as well. So I'm really hoping that it's going to be the same way for the listeners.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
fingers
love my
crossed.
perspective.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, will you start us off by just telling us, like how you got into vet med and about your journey?
Yeah, okay. So I'm basically from India, and I think loving animals was always in my core. And I always used to have all the pets from the streets, the dogs. Like I don't even remember the number of dogs I used to like feed around my house because at that point of time, like my parents were like too negative about keeping the pets, but I always have that instinct inside me that I think I have a lot of passion towards them. I used to wound care them and then I used to feed them, going out of my way, saving bits of my pocket money and doing things for them. But I never had any idea that I would actually end up into veterinary medicine. My mother wanted me to be like getting into human medicine, and I I I was preparing well. Things didn't work out. Even it worked out, my dad was like, okay, I'm gonna pay a special fee for your admission in human medicine, and if you are interested, we will pay the high amount fee. But you, if you want to do it, you do it. And I was like, I don't think so, but maybe let's try veterinary medicine. So I enrolled myself into that. I didn't get through because there were limited seats. And then luckily, one of my friends' mother, she gave me that information that okay, they have increased the number of seats in this year, and then you can again try for getting the admission into the veterinary school. And I don't know, I think it was God's decision. The universe also wanted me to be in this profession. And I got myself into veterinary medicine, completed my graduation in 5 years. Um, and I always wanted to be like, a farm animal doctor
Okay.
that point of time. I don't know why. I think I was from India, and I used to be in so much of large animal practice. But then my mother forced me to get admission into in post graduation, and then and then I got admission into post graduation. I was given a choice between the surgery and the medicine, but I think I always wanted to be into medicine, in detailed medicine, so I chose that line. I thought that surgery is all about practice, so maybe I can just be a surgeon later in my life, but I wanted to have like a strong skill in my medicine. So I did my medicine, then I think I finished my graduation in 2011, post graduation in 2013, and then since then I'm working. um, 2.5 years ago, I lost my father years ago, but then 3 years ago I lost my mother. So I thought uh, now it's again something I need to change because I was getting depressed because I lost both my parents. I had nobody in India. So I didn't want it to go into that darker zone of my life. So I thought, why not to challenge myself with something more exciting and which will keep me busy. So I started this preparing for DVM. And
Mhm.
yeah, I tried applying jobs in Canada and US. US was not my luck. So I end up having a company who recruited me in Canada. So I did my DVM, completed my exams, and I'm working as a vet from past 2.5 years here in Canada. It's been a very
Nice.
exciting journey.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Just listening to you, I already have like a ton of questions. I want to go back to the childhood part about using your pocket money to treat these dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was that like? Did you have like a little feral colony around your house and all
Yeah.
the neighborhood dogs came to you and
Yeah. I was their angel mother. Like I used to feed them. And back then, like it's so many years now. So we didn't have like so many cats, but we used to have like so many dogs around my house. Uh, there were like so many tripods. And they were so interesting and they were so loving. And I always used to, because at that point of time India didn't had that concept of having dog treats or cat food, so I used to buy them the human biscuits and bread and milk and all the human, I was not that educated, I was a kid myself, so I used to feed them everything what I was able to afford and what my knowledge told me. So yeah, I was their angel mother feeding. My mom used to get like, very irritated because like our house like parking were used to be like full of dogs having shelter. And my mom is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this girl. She's like
oh.
crazy.
You're making me laugh. That's amazing. Yeah, when I was a little, um, I collected caterpillars so that I could help them turn into butterflies.
Oh my.
And I would like hide these big Tupperware things of caterpillars with leaves all throughout the garden, just so we could get more butterflies. And yeah, my mom eventually found them and she was really pissed because they were eating all of her like
Oh God.
flowers and vegetable garden and stuff. And she was like, "You're the culprit." And yeah, I was like, I can't even imagine like establishing a dog colony
Oh,
in
yeah.
my backyard. I'm sure she would have flipped out.
Yeah. And also like she was not like an animal lover. My father still was, but my mother used to be like very irritated by all these because she has to do all the cleaning at that point of time. I
Mm.
was just feeding them. I was just having the love, but my mother was actually doing all the work.
Yeah. Like, I love you, Mom. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then tell me about um the deciding between medicine and vet school. Did you feel a lot of like family pressure in deciding on human medicine, or were your parents pretty cool about you picking what you want to do?
No, honestly, everybody was against me. Uh, in India, as I said, at that point of time, like women being vets was not very common.
Mm.
When I joined the profession, there were a few amazing female vets at that point of time, but it was not very common to have it, and it was not like very considered very special to be called as an animal doctor in India, right? Because it was supposed to be a men's profession rather than a women's profession. So
Wow.
everybody in my family was totally against me, but I think my heart always wanted to do this. And I was always like a merit student. I used to have good grades when I entered the college. It was so interesting for me to have that journey. I was never frustrated, not even a single day. I remember I was always happy person pursuing my whole degree. Um, but yeah, and my parents were like, "You will never get married because you are a veterinary doctor," because nobody would want to marry that late little girl. I was like, that's fine. And who wants to get married? That's okay. I love this profession and I wanna do it. And I really feel that universe decided that for me and it was the right decision.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes we are faced with these crossroads, and there's always that mental sort of logical side that talks to you, but then there's that other part that you feel, and that's what really speaks to you. And at least For myself, I've found that when I follow the more logical part, I end up changing my mind later and going back to what that initial feeling was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like you maybe learned that lesson a little bit earlier in life than I might have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely started leaning more into that, that calling, that feeling, like you said, something about the universe that it just speaks to you and you're like, okay, yes, I'm saying
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I have like very strong faith in God, and I have a very strong faith in like universe giving you all those signs about your life, and it's human tendency to not see those signs and go always go against it. But I'm 36 years old, and I think I learned these signs when I was in my late 20s, and I think since that point of time until date I have been blessed by universe in so many ways because I have started seeing and acknowledging those signs and have started following it. It changed my life completely.
Oh, I love that. I feel like everybody should take note of that. Replay that last sound clip. So tell me now, you went through vet school, you specialized on the internal medicine side, you made your way over to Canada. You're now working at the cat hospital, like you specialized with felines now. What when did that happen in your journey? You kind of went from dogs to farm animals, and now we're doing all cats. What's going on there?
I work a majority, like 5 days a week with cats, and then I work 2 days in mixed practice. So basically, I work 7 days a week to keep my skills with dogs as well. But when I came to Canada, I was always a dog person. I used to have pets of my own. But I don't know, like working with cats, it just instantly made me fall for them. Like they're amazing. Like I don't know how to express my feeling towards cats, but I think I can never be a dog person now. I so so when I was pursuing my last exam, and I used to watch the DVMs around me dealing with cats, and I used to handle them. And I used to like, I don't know, instantly I started talking to them, and then the purring, the cuddling. I mean, the way they are so resilient about everything, it just changed my whole perspective. And I decided that the day I will clear my exam, I will be doing a cat specialization. So I enrolled myself in few CAD specialization courses and then got those certifications. And then I applied to this hospital, and I instantly got recruited by this company. It's like, you're really passionate about cats. I was like, yeah, I can spend my all day with cats. And then my husband was totally against keeping pets, and um, there was a time I was like, I need to have a pet, and my husband was like, no, we cannot have, you're living in a rented house, it's not right to have dogs. And I was like, I'm not talking about dogs, I'm talking about cat. And then, and
Technically, it's not the same thing.
it's not the same. So yeah, I got my one cat, and then after a month, I said, I think this cat is feeling lonely. He needs a company.
Aw.
I got another cat, and then some days like, but then like now they are a major part of the family. I think me and my husband, we usually talk and laugh that I think we live in their house. They are they are not living
Yep.
in our house. Are so adorable, and they're a major part of my life now. I have two male cats and
Aw.
amazing two ginger cats. I
So two cats and a husband. So you
have
were
been.
able to find a husband even though
Yeah.
you became a veterinarian.
Oh yeah. Um, Uh, this is very funny, but I found two husbands in my life.
Like, I'm just gonna rack them up, prove you wrong, mom.
Yeah. So I was married first, and then that marriage didn't work out really well. So I got married again. So technically, I got two husbands in one life. And
Nice.
two
Make the most of it.
yeah.
Yeah, so now I want to go back to the part that I think the audience is going to find interesting is that you work 5 days a week in the
Mhm.
hospital with the cats, and then you still work a second job doing mixed animal. So you're pretty much working all the time, which, yeah, that's what really piqued my interest when I first stumbled into your life. And I was very interested in having you share your perspective about that with people who are listening, because in today's world, the big narrative is, life work balance, and you shouldn't let work take up all your life, and you're supposed to separate them. And it's almost frowned upon, or, it comes across as like it's not a good thing to spend so much time at work. And you're loving life and doing the opposite. So tell us about that.
Well, I love my life. I have a great life after work. I enjoy my work. I chose this profession intentionally, and I think I don't drag myself in the morning to go to work. That's my biggest motivation. Like I think I never get tired at my job, and that was the reason I opted to be a locum vet because um, jobs they need more from you, which is not in the human capabilities. They exceed the human limits. So I did like I was making money for somebody else for longest period of my life until I realized that was the thing which was creating a lot of frustration in my head
Mm,
because I was working, but I was not working for my own self. I was working for somebody. So that was the day I when that hit me, and I was like, okay, this is why I'm feeling frustrated in my career, which I should not because I love my profession and I
hmm
love coming to work. So so I decided to go locum and I decided to become my own boss. And I was like, I will decide what days I want to work and what days I don't want to work. When I started that, I intended to work 5 days a week, but working for my own self is so different than working for someone else. You don't get tired. Everything is under your control, and I'm that person who wants to keep major control in my hand. So I think
hmm
that's the biggest thing. I don't feel frustrated. And also I love animals. I love this profession. I go there, I don't get tired, I never get frustrated. I decide my own lines at work. So I don't think so. Working 7 days a week is difficult for me. And then after 5 o'clock, like 5 o'clock is my last like I close everything at 5. And then after that I enjoy my life. I don't think about work after that. Not even a single time.
I love that one, you brought that up, like the separation of leaving work at work, and two, the personal autonomy. Like that is something that I coach a lot of people on. We go to school for 8, 10, some of us specializing 12 plus years. And then we enter this like profession where we almost become a cog in the machine. And it's like we're doctors. It just feels wrong to not be able to have more say over my own schedule or decide like what days I can or cannot work, or if I have a family emergency or something or want to go on vacation, I'm supposed to ask for time off. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I said. Like these were the things which were making me frustrated. Like
Hmm.
I worked for someone for like past 10, 11 years. I'm in this industry for past 12 and a half years now. And I have worked for somebody for most of my life. So that was making me frustrated because when I have to take a time off, I have to ask somebody. If I'm not feeling good, I still have to see that appointment. So um, I realized that I have given my control to somebody else. So that staring is with somebody else who is basically controlling everything. And there is a thing which is power of saying no.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I learned that real late, but now I have learned that. So power of saying no is like I can work these days, I cannot work these days for you. And 10 appointments means 10 appointments. I'm not taking 11th. And um, also, I think incorporating your mental health and physical health during the time of work, because you're spending 9 to 10 hours at a place where you're basically spending 10 hours of your day at your workplace, right? So you
Yes.
cannot work 10 hours straight. So you need a break for your mental health and you also need a break for your physical health. So I
Hmm.
always encourage people to take 2 breaks in between their schedule. One is for their mental health and one is for their physical health. Go stretch for 20, 30 minutes, get your yoga mat. I always have a yoga mat in my car. So like if I have a 1 hour break in a day, I divide it into two. I take half an hour for my mental health break, which I'll just go outside, take a cup of coffee, go at a nice view, listen to music for half an hour and come back. And then half an hour is for my physical health. I will stretch in between. I will do some kind of stretching or yoga, which will keep up with my physical health as well. So I have learned this very late in my life, but I think I have started incorporating the small changes, which is basically helping me to work 7 days. I don't feel
Hmm.
frustrated at all because I'm doing these small little things in between my
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me, these half-hour breaks, and then when you leave work at 5,
Mhm.
it sounds amazing, and I can already hear people listening to this being like, how on earth do you take a break and not keep thinking about the things that are happening in the hospital? You know, like, how do you not keep worrying about a patient that's there or another record that you haven't finished yet or that prescription that still needs to be called in? And I would love to take a break, but I know that my mind is just going to keep spinning and spinning.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are your secrets or tools that you use to help yourself?
I think I just forced myself to shut down all my brain cells. I'm not a pro right now, but I'm trying to balance this thing out. I start work at 8. I stop working at 5 o'clock and I never work after 5. There are days where I have to finish my records because I am working somewhere else the next day. So I have to finish those records. But I try to keep it from 8 to 5. And then I don't know, like, I think as I said, I just force myself. I finish everything. Like, I usually take break from 12 to 1 o'clock. So 12:30, 12 to 12:30 is my coffee break, and 12:30 to 1 is my stretching break. Or if I cannot take it in one stretch, I divide according to the schedule. But whatever I have done before 12, like all the appointments, all the surgeries, everything, I make sure everything is fine. I finish my records um, like side by side. That's the thing. I think that's keeping me go because I don't leave anything for the next day. I keep
Hmm.
my records. I do that all the time, side by side, because that's the first thing I promised myself when I came into this profession, that I'm not going to keep anything for the next day. No baggage for the next day. Start fresh day. And that's what I think. After 5, it didn't strike anything in my head which is like making me worry. I finish all my phone calls. I don't know, I'm just doing it now. I don't
Yeah.
have an exact answer, but I'm trying to fit myself into this routine.
Hmm.
It's really helping me to balance my personal life as well.
Hmm. Yeah, and I love that you mention that it's not perfect and you're still working on it because I mean, that's the truth. It's always going to be some version of growth and tweaking things. And yeah, I think starting out, it just requires a lot of awareness about like what's the thing that's actually bugging me, and then that compassion and kindness every time you keep doing the thing and you're like, ah, I'm like working late again or thinking about cases or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a really beautiful example of how if you keep at it and keep practicing and keep being kind to yourself, then eventually you're not thinking about it anymore. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Your body and your brain starts functioning how you train them, right? Like you train your muscles, it's the same way. So I just tell people this, like my friends, that you don't have to be perfect in everything. You just sometimes it's okay to be good enough, and that's all you need. So
Yes.
if you try to be like a perfectionist in everything, sometimes you fail. But if you're trying to be good enough, I think that keeps you going. So
Hmm.
I follow that. I
Yeah,
just
because when you're like trying to be perfect, then you almost hold yourself back because if you can't do it perfect enough, then you just don't try to do it either. So if you can't like end perfectly at 5 each day or get your perfect lunch break in or whatever, then you're like, oh, why bother? Like it's useless.
yeah,
But it's like, yeah, B plus is good enough.
yeah. Yeah.
So tell me, what does your self-care routine look like? You mentioned the sort of physical stretching and more of the mental break. What other things or tools do you use to help you?
I try to work out 4 days a week, to keep me going, because I want to stay healthy for myself and my family. And I want to, because I love working. So obviously, I cannot work if my body is not able to function. So to
Mhm.
keep it stronger, I try to work out. And I think exercise has changed my life overall. It boosts my energy, it boosts my mood. And
Mhm.
exercise is that time which I spend with my husband. So we both go and work out together. Um, so that also keeps you and your family life balanced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he trains me for my workout, get along with so many things. We have conversations in the gym, for how did his day go and how did my day went. So like we're basically doing two things together, having conversations and then having a good workout. So I try to work out 4 days a week. And if I'm not able to go to the gym, I try to do stretching or yoga at home, or I just go for a walk. Like if I had a very stressful day, I'll just go for a walk and listen to nice music and then have fresh air, spend time with nature. This thing I also learned very late in my life, that you need to spend time with nature. You have to sit with nature and talk. Um, and I think people have, with the generation, like with the modern world, with developments, it's all about gadgets now. People have stopped talking to each other. People have stopped, like, spending time in the parks and gardens. I just love sitting in the nature. I will walk, and I'll just sit under a tree and talk to a tree when I'm frustrated. And I know most of the people will call me insane, but it really, really helps.
Yeah. Yeah, a few years ago, like before I made big changes in my life and I went down the path of life coaching and all of that,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I would have thought you were really weird, a little crazy. Uh, but yeah, most of the work that I teach now really centers around the nervous system and how it's not just scanning everything that's external to us, it's also scanning everything inside, like our own physiology,
Yeah.
all of the hormones, neurochemicals. And it also communicates with other nervous systems. So between you and I and other people and animals, and
Yeah.
also that like greater sense of connection to the
Yeah.
world. So yeah, I totally find myself doing stuff like that more often now. I don't often talk out loud to the tree, but I will just sit there and be with the tree, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. And that's
Yeah.
also part of communication. I think like if you're just sitting with a tree and you're just thinking about things or like trying to communicate in silence, that's also a great way of communication. Sometimes you don't need words. Sometimes silence is good enough.
Yeah, and I think it's a great reset button too, just for our nervous system, our soul, however you want to describe it for yourself is just, yeah, being connected and feeling that sense of awe, inspiration, like a part of something bigger. I
Yeah.
think that's really healing. For me,
Yeah.
it's going on like hikes and finding like a really cool
Yeah.
place to sit or
Yeah,
a
exactly.
view or, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
it also, I think it keeps you grounded.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. Grounded, peaceful, safe. Like a lot of times I feel very safe in those environments, not just physically, but also, like psychological safety. Like, yeah, like we're all just like one. And yeah, when I was in vet school or prior to that, I would have been like, that's some hippy dippy bullshit.
We all were like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a party animal. Like I was crazy at one point of time in my life. And now when I see back, I can't even see myself like doing that anymore. I just want like peaceful and calm life.
hmm Yeah, yeah, because that's really what it's about. If you're able to manage your daily stress and then you're able to reset your stress cycle each night,
Yeah,
then you wake up with the energy and capacity that you need for the following day, no matter if you're working or if it's a personal day.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, how else are you practicing like things to help you prepare for the day or what's your self-talk like, are there any kinds of things that you do in the morning to prepare or reset when you get home in the evening?
So I also I keep a good track on my eating habits
Mm-hmm.
because I think food is a major part of how your body and mood reflects. And it prepares you for every day. So even if I'm like very tired, like cooking food is not a core, like just another core for me. Like I cook food, like at least I cook dinner every night. Um, and me and my husband, we do it together because he works from home. So I think eating healthy makes a lot of difference when you are self-evaluating yourself, what all things are going into your body. It helps in deep cleansing, and it also keeps you peaceful or calm in a way. I don't know how it is related, but I have seen that since I have started eating clean and healthy and try to meal prep for my day, it has made a significant difference because then I don't have to stress at my work that okay, what I'm gonna eat for lunch today, what I'm gonna have
Totally.
this. And for the week we make it, and then it just has started falling into place. Like we practice every day till we are getting better. And eating healthy has created a lot of difference in my life. And I really don't stress about food anymore.
That's amazing. And tell me about your sleep habits. Are you guys pretty good about going to bed and having a routine? Or what does that look like?
Um, it's it's not that great to be very honest, but I try to have my 8 hours of sleep. I don't say I sleep very sound because I have some kind of anxieties and depression because of the losses I had in my life. It's these anxiety and depression are nowhere related to my work. It's all about the losses I had. Sometimes I had those anxieties and I'm not able to sleep. Otherwise, I try to have my 8 hours of sleep to function the next day. And I honestly, I wake up happy, and my first thing is to be grateful and like sit on my bed and not reach my phone. This habit also I have like created a new habit of avoiding gadgets at least for an hour when I wake up. And I'm just like being grateful and having that gratitude and sipping my morning green tea and then getting ready. These things have created a lot of difference in my mood and in my day, how I function. It really reflects my mood if I'm missing that.
Yeah, no, I 100% resonate with that. The reason I asked you about sleep as well is because in like the nervous system kind of work, we talk about these fundamentals of things that you need to build or establish in your life to help you prevent burnout.
Yeah,
And it's, getting out into sunlight, getting at least 5 at a minimum, but more likely 30 minutes of sunlight a day, eating healthy, so
yeah,
nutrition for yourself, hydration,
yeah,
nourishing your brain by doing activities that
mm,
you like or things that bring you joy, and
yeah,
then sleep is one of the most important fundamentals. And
yeah,
then also connection. So, whether that be spiritually, like religion, or just getting out into nature.
yeah.
And I was like, wow, you've already covered like 4 out of 5. Let's see how we're
I'm,
doing.
I'm still practicing. I'm not a pro, but I'm still trying to get better every day because to be very honest with you, nobody taught us these things in school.
Yeah.
School is all about like I don't know what schooling was all about, but nobody taught us all these things, right? And these are the basic things of life that you need to eat healthy, you need to work on your body. And then, to be very honest, like this was a culture shock for me moving from India to here, that everybody is so conscious of their body and their health. Like everybody, like the schools have their fitness classes, the school have gyms, they are forced to take gym classes. We never had that in India, so it was a culture shock for me. But I think it's such a good way of pushing kids to work on themselves right at the right age. I'm 36, I'm still learning, but I think I will get better at it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, even just listening to, like the things that you're saying, even about the, not getting on your phone and being kind of gadget free, like the actual research and the science behind that shows that that drastically reduces our anxiety throughout the day. And if you can have that first hour of your morning be kind of free from interruption,
Yeah,
it really sets you up for a different trajectory than
yeah,
if you're immediately hopping on to social media or even listening to the news. Like my fiance, he loves listening to the morning news. He's got NPR plugged in like all the time. But he wears headphones because for me, it's so jarring. It's like, oh, I need time to like connect and set up and get ready.
yeah,
Yeah, so I've definitely found that more helpful too in my own life is just if I don't immediately connect with the phone and I go about my day and do something different to start it off, then I actually end up having a much more productive day as well. It's,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think I also incorporated one more thing in my life recently, not to start conversation on text messages or on phone calls after 9 o'clock in the night. Um, that's one thing I have started working on because if you start any conversation at 9 o'clock and you're ready to sleep by 10, So your mind is still stuck in this conversation, and then you're not able to sleep properly. And then when you wake up in the morning, you just actually get your phone, and then you have to see the reply of that person, right? So I think that has also changed a few things for me.
Hmm.
So even if someone has texted me at 9 o'clock, I don't open that text. I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's one of the reasons that so many people hear about, like journaling before bed and to kind of dump your thoughts out and get them out of your head so they're not sitting in there spinning around all night. And yeah, that makes complete sense that not interacting with other people or responding to those kind of messages would help you set up a healthy boundary around the sleep.
Yeah.
So, time has already flown by. I didn't even realize because I'm having so much fun here. So I guess as we wrap up, is there anything that you want to say about, kind of challenging that stereotype of workaholic, veterinarian, somebody who is sacrificing their personal life for their career, because you very much embody the opposite of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I'm not sacrificing anything, trust me. I work, I love my work. I don't drag myself to work. As I said, I do my workouts, I cook healthy meals. I have a thing. Yeah, one thing more, I think you have to find something which resonates your personality or which you're passionate about. One thing I think I have figured out, I have done so much of things, like I have done sports, I have done paintings, I have done pottery classes. I do indulge in all these things um, where I need to find myself and my peace. But I think my heart is in fashion. Um,
Oh.
yeah, if I was not a veterinarian, I think I would have been in a fashion industry for sure. I keep some part of my day to work on my fashion. That's my passion, and that's where I find myself very happy after veterinary profession. And I love dressing up. That gives me immense confidence, and that lifts my mood. And I That's my dream to do something in fashion industry, maybe opening a clothing line. So I keep half an hour or even 20 minutes for something. I try to sketch or do some things which will help me in my long goal or dream. So I think that's also keeping me happy.
Yeah.
I'm not burning out.
So what you're saying is they're going to have to add more days to the week so you can be a full-time vet and fashionista.
I think that gives me so much happiness. I am so much into opening clothing line down the lane.
Yeah.
Working on
That
it.
that makes so much sense too, because so for people who are listening to this and you can't see the video, Dr. Dimple is wearing this fabulous, like, colorful cardigan thing that I had commented on before we started recording, and I was saying how much I loved it and how vibrant it is, and I was like, oh, that makes total sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in closing, would you like to share any contact information or social handles for people to connect with you? If not, that is okay as well. Completely up to you.
Sure, 100%. I don't know how people would like that. Me working 7 days a week. But I again say I have no pressure. I just work with my own choice. I know it's not sustainable for long term, but for now, I'm very happy. And I'm doing it with my own choice with no pressure.
Awesome. Yeah, so if people had questions or things like that, would you like them to reach out on LinkedIn or
Sure.
um
Yeah, like,
okay,
yeah, 100%.
cool. And what's your LinkedIn name?
Dimple Puri.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I will put that in the show notes. Yeah, and then is there anything else that you would like to add? Something that I maybe didn't ask you that you want to share? Anything left unsaid?
I think like I covered everything what my heart said. But yeah. But I think like I would just say one thing for the vets is we are wonderful people.
Yes.
We are into a very difficult profession, which is emotionally very challenging, physically very challenging. Um, I think we should know the difference where we are draining. Either it's emotional drainage or either it's your job which is draining you emotionally. So we need to establish that difference. Um, Power of acceptance is very important. That some people they think they are just lazy, but I think power of acceptance that you're not lazy, you're basically being burnout is important, and power of saying no.
Yes.
Yeah, drawing your lines. Um, there is there is nothing beyond your mental health. If you're burning out, you have to say yes, I'm burning out. Reach out to someone, have some close community where you can talk about it, be open about it. I'm very vocal with my staff, and if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I will just go to the manager, not in the workplace. Basically, I will tell them, let's just go out, have a couple of drinks or coffee, talk about it, where there is no positional pressure, and we talk like two human beings, like normal human beings, and talk about how I felt overwhelmed, and I try to finish if I'm struggling with something, I try to finish that conversation on the same day rather than carry forwarding it the next day. I think these few things have changed my life, and it has positively impacted my professional choices.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And I also love the little tip about going outside of the hospital and kind of dropping any labels so that there's no kind of supervisory relationship or,
Yeah,
anything like that. Just human to human. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, Dr. Dimple, thank you again so much for agreeing to chat with me. It was lovely to speak with you again.
Thank
And
you for
yeah.
having me. It was great.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear what you get up to next.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Maybe adding an eighth day in the week.
Yeah. Stay tuned.